My name is Maureen Ryan from Ryan Wellness. Today I'm going to show you 2 exercises that I think are great to do before your run and after your run. But the reason I say before your run is because it's going to allow us to get our bodies centered and focused on ourselves and on our bodies, and maybe just taking a step away from all the stress and all the thoughts that we have going through our head throughout the rest of the day. Running is a great way to relieve stress, but when we can approach our run in a relaxed space, we can run a little bit more efficiently and with less strain. And I think that's a great way to avoid injuries as well. So what I'm going to show you today is the pelvic curl. So right now I'm going to lay myself down on the mat, and I'm going to have my feet about hip width distance apart, about 3 to 4 inches apart. I'm just going to lower myself onto the mat. Now when I get down there, I'm going to take a minute here, and this is a nice place to just start to connect with your body. I want you to think about your heels. If I was to come up for a little chest lift, I can touch the back of my heels. My toes are facing forward. And then we have that triangle on the bottom of my foot. Big toe, little toe, and the heel of the foot. Just resting it heavily into the mat. Here, I want to feel my upper back is heavy. My shoulders are nice and wide and relaxed. And my upper back is heavy into the mat. I might have a little lumbar curve here, a little space underneath my low spine. And then below my waist, my tailbone, I should say, is just heavy into the mat as well. And we're going to try to find a neutral pelvis position. And when I say neutral pelvis position, if you had the heels of your hands on your hip points and your fingertips towards your pubic bone, it's going to just form a flat line. So you're creating a little diamond or triangle shape there. You're going to hear me talk about a tuck. And when you're in a tuck position, you start to curl up using your low abdominals. And now my fingertips are the highest point here. And we come back out of it. So just keep that in mind for the neutral versus tuck. Arms are just right by your side. And it's just nice to take a nice inhale here. And then exhale, start to thread the abdominals through. Start to tuck the pelvis. Once you have the low abs active, you're going to think about the hamstrings. Gently pressing your arms in, you start to curl your spine off the mat, 1 vertebrae at a time. And what I'm thinking about doing is keeping the tuck of my pelvis, reaching my knees towards the wall in front of me, and the energy from my heels pull towards me as I keep my upper back or my shoulders heavy into the mat. We inhale here, and then exhale as you start to lengthen yourself down, just softening your throat, your upper back melts down, your lower back, and then you release back to that neutral position. We press those arms gently into the mat. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, we draw those abdominals in. Press through those 3 points of your feet gently as you start to use your hamstrings, which are the back of your legs, to curl yourself up, keeping your tuck of the pelvis throughout. Shoulders are heavy and relaxed here. We're keeping that tuck. And in fact, go ahead and tuck even more here. Drop your ribs heavy. At the very top range, your glutes are probably going to get a little active. This is going to be a nice stretch for the front of our legs here, and the back of the legs are working, as well as the low abs. We inhale here, and exhale, we lengthen ourselves all the way back down, getting a nice spinal massage as well. Let's just do one more of those. We inhale, exhale, we tuck, we draw those abdominals in, and we start to peel ourselves up. We want to be mindful not to flare the ribs, so we're not popping here. We're keeping those ribs heavy. Now, let's go on to exercise number 2. Put weight onto your left foot. Feel those 3 points of your foot. Without moving your hips, you're going to float the right leg up to a tabletop position, really pushing firmly through that left leg. We're going to inhale as we lower that leg to the ground, and then exhale, we pick it back up. Inhale to lower, just moving fluidly at the hips here. Weights on the back of the shoulders and up. I'm just doing 3 here, but maybe 3 more would be a great idea. We're going to lower that leg down, place it firmly on the mat, take an inhale here, and exhale, lengthen yourself all the way back down to the mat, releasing back to neutral. I'm just going to lift my legs up, nod my chin, and round myself up, just so I can talk to you from a seated position. But just to kind of recap, I did 2 different exercises. I did the pelvic curl, just your basic pelvic curl, which gets the low abs fired. It starts to get the hamstrings and the glutes active, as well as giving a nice stretch and massage to the spine. And it's really just a great way to begin to become focused on your breath and to kind of release the stress of your day. The second exercise I did was adding some marches on. Now, the marches I would suggest doing about 6 to each leg, and that's going to really kind of get those hamstrings working as well. There's a bunch of different variations that you can add on to both of those exercises, but I think these are a great starting point just to get you out there and ready and mentally prepared as well as physically prepared for your run. And I hope you have a great one. Please consider subscribing to my newsletter and following me on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube for more helpful videos on how to find strength, balance, and harmony in your training and in your life. All the best.